Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. Danielle here, the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I'm so glad that you are here with me this evening. If you are new here, hello, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and make any requests for your personal healing that you have. We're going to start things off in the first hour by building a beautiful crystal grid together exactly to all of your requests. If you're returning, welcome back. It's wonderful to have your continued support. Thank you for being here. And if you're watching this as a replay, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time. You can, if you would like, skip ahead to the healing. Go to about the 1 hour point or where you see the lights begin to shift and simply find a comfy place. Lay down, sit up, and just receive the healing wherever you happen to be. So let's go ahead, let's dive in, and let's build this grid. So it's good to see you all. Chris, it's good to see you. Belinda, I have your requests. Also forgot to mention, if you want to learn more about Reiki, my online certification courses, or one-on-one distance Reiki and tarot readings with me, you can go ahead over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com or check out the description below for links. So let's see what everyone would like some help with. It's so good to see you, Chris. Yeah, the kitties are here. They're underneath the desk. They know what time it is. We've got a request from Belinda for trauma, and I've definitely got some stuff there. I hope you're okay, hon. So request first was Lemurian Quartz. This is a type of quartz that can help with, or really especially help with healing the past, especially childhood. Healing the past and earlier in this life, and also if you do work with past lives, this can help you to clear issues that stem from those past lives as well. It's also a great tool for learning about yourself while you go through the healing process. So, Lemurian Quartz. And let's see what else we have here. Hey Vic, welcome back. We've also got the request from Belinda for both types of onyx, and you can request what you're looking for healing around or the specific stone, whatever feels right for you. Black onyx is the one most people are familiar with. This helps to ground fear, anxiety, and self-doubt. It can be very protective energetically. It's wonderful to help process and ground grief as you move through it. It can also help enhance the ancestor connection as well. So if you're working with your ancestors, this can be a wonderful stone to use as well. So that is black onyx. We've also got green onyx, which is also fantastic for grief, but particularly more for sadness, emotional shutdown, like really intense emotional stuff. It can also help you to begin moving forward despite emotional pain, but whether it's loneliness, grief, sadness, regardless of the cause of that, this can be really helpful. It can bring a lot of soothing and a lot of allow you to feel the support around you that other people are providing or offering. So yeah, this is a great one for grief and really deep emotional pain. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring that around. Green onyx can also come in like a, looks like more of a pistachio color green too. Black obsidian is superb for any kind of trauma. Hey, Emily Rose. Hope you're doing well. Oh, gotcha. We can support that. I'm so sorry you're struggling. Gotcha. So, and I will definitely get to those requests. I'll get to everybody's requests today. So this is Black Obsidian, and this is, like I said, superb for any kind of trauma, emotional, physical, the traumas that are all over trauma. This is also great for nervous pets. It's highly protective, especially of unbalanced energies, but it can be really helpful to process really intense and difficult facts or events. So I would definitely recommend Black Obsidian for anything that's really intense like that. And Snowflake Obsidian. So Obsidian, whether it's Black Obsidian, Snowflake Obsidian, Mahogany Obsidian, Rainbow Obsidian, these are all types of volcanic glass. These all come from volcanic activity. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Emily. Snowflake Obsidian can help with releasing feelings of guilt and also any kind of patterns that we have that are just kind of getting in the way of our best interest. This can help us to recognize them and start to make some changes. It's also helpful for overstimulation and just being overwhelmed to help and bring some calm in. It helps to balance the mind, body, and spirit as well. This is one that's thought to bring serenity and peace, especially after a sense of loss, and can also help clairaudience. So for those of you who are intuitive in the way of hearing guidance, this can be particularly helpful. But yeah, this is definitely an inner peace kind of stone, especially after a time of loss or anything difficult. So let's go ahead and bring these here and here. We'll also bring in Chris's requests. I'm also going to bring in for Vic, you're having PMS issues. I'm going to bring in some pink tourmaline. This is good for hormones for anyone, especially for like puberty, but it's also fantastic for any kind of gynecologic issues, whether it's period-based, cramp-based, onset of menses, onset of menopause, anything. This could be really helpful. It's also thought to be great for migraine, neuralgia, and even to help break down a negative self-image so that you can start to have a more healthy self-image. So that is pink tourmaline. Go ahead and sprinkle those in the middle there. So I hope that that helps. From Chris, we have, let's see, amethyst, rose quartz for sure. Let's start with those. Amethyst can aid in self-improvement as we do any kind of work to help ourselves to improve from the inside out. We can get a little hard on ourselves. We can should ourselves a lot. We can feel a lot of shame and things coming up. This helps to break that down and remind us that we're making positive changes. We're going forward, and it's okay to let go and start to embrace this newer version of yourself. It's also great with personal responsibility and not taking on responsibility where others are needed to take, where others need to make sure that they're keeping up to their end of the bargain. So this can be great for boundaries, for personal responsibility, and there's often a lot of uses pointed out for amethyst in recovery. So whether that's 12-step or unrelated to 12 steps, there's lots of different types of recovery. This can be really helpful. So I'm going to bring this in. Let's go ahead and put this under Snowflake Obsidian. And rose quartz is so helpful to the heart chakra. Unconditional love at a very consistent level. This allows us to start to think about, if I let go of these things that don't feel so good, whether it's old pain, limiting beliefs, whatever it might be, what is going to take their place? I'm a little worried about that. This is a great stone. It helps to remind us that there are other energies that can come in and fill that void that can be a better experience for us. So this is rose quartz, and we're going to go ahead and put this under the black obsidian. There we go. Hey, Poppy. Ah, gotcha, Poppy. So one more for like, what's a good word? Independence? I think I can find us a couple of stones for that too. Let's see, what did Chris have requests for? So amethyst we got, hematite, peridot, iolite, rutilated. Hematite, iolite, pyrite, blue kyanite. Okay. Let's go ahead, let's bring this in. This peridot helps to break up limiting habits and cycles, things that we do repeatedly that aren't helping us. It also helps to bolster those friendships that support us being the best version of ourselves. And it can be helpful for digestion issues, especially a lot of acidity and acid reflux, as well as the bowels, IBS, things like that. So let's go ahead and bring in some peridot. Iolite helps with envisioning our spirit guides and helpers. It can help us with clairvoyance and getting messages from our spirit guides. It can also help sleep disturbances, so this can definitely help you sleep better. And it's even thought to help discourage things like weight loss that might be going on, and it's thought to support fever if you're healing from a fever. And I hope all of you are feeling well today. So that is iolite. Pyrite aids with calling in financial abundance. I like to think that the fool's gold brings the real gold, but it's also very protective while also opening up the intuitive pipeline so that you can get the messages that you need while also kind of having a bit of a doorway, deciding who gets to come in and who doesn't. But this is also one that's thought to help the brain and memory, as well as also fever and even the lungs. Herkimer can help with manifestation too. When we're asking the universe for something, first of all, it's really great if we can be in or as close to as possible a place of being in the present moment. So we're not just consistently wishing our life away and looking towards the future. But this also helps with anything that we request from the universe, asking that it be in the most spiritual alignment for us, and that whatever we're asking for, anyone impacted by it, that it impact them as positively as possible and be a good thing for them too. This also helps to balance discordant energies. It can enhance intuitive ability, and it helps the metabolism. So we'll bring in Herkimer diamond. Herkimer diamond, these are actually quartz that form just like this under the ground in Herkimer, New York. Let's also bring in oh, gotcha. And yeah, they will be able to see this in the future. I totally understand. Yeah, I can support that. And I'm really sorry to hear that. Let's do I'm going to keep working on that one. Absolutely, Poppy. I want to bring in some carnelian. This aids relationships in the way that we relate to each other. So with the sacral, this is where we relate to others, the community around us, and our family. So this could help. It helps to see, how do I relate to you? Where do I stop and you begin? So that might be really helpful for Poppy, but also for the rest of us, it could be helpful for helping heal wounds, cold, and allergies, as well as anything that has to do with romantic relationships, sexuality, sexual function and dysfunction, fertility, as well as calling on a romantic partner. But this can help just in general how we relate to the community and world around us. And red jasper helps with empowerment, fighting for justice. It's also good for psychic and spiritual protection, emotional protection, and grounding and the root. It can help with anything that relates to the root chakra, which is fight or flight, anything that has to do with vital needs, primal urges, that kind of stuff. Roof over your head, feeling safe and secure. But this can be very empowering and grounding too. So that's red jasper. Blue kyanite can help with self-acceptance, understanding, intuition, and even certain types of neurological concerns, especially if it involves speech or mobility. But when it comes to understanding the messages we get from spirit, whether it's reading cards or even dreaming, this can be really helpful for decoding those messages and making the most out of it. And for Chris, I also have labradorite. This can also help sleep, so this should also help Vic. Labradorite definitely aids sleep. It also can help calm disputes. This is great for research, study, workplace harmony, and also anything that involves a lot of detail to attention, or even finding an error in a lot of data or information. So if you are like in the US and you're worried about getting your taxes together in in the next week, this can be really helpful. But anyone that does a lot of data processing might also enjoy it. This can be a really helpful stone for anyone that is more clairvoyant. So that is seeing the different ways to connect to spirit. So if you do a lot of visionary meditation, this can be really helpful. But yeah, very helpful for sleep. Okay. Let's see. Chrysoprase. Let's do Moonstone. This can help with connection to natural cycles. So trusting divine timing and connection with the lunar cycles, like if you do any kind of lunar magic with full moon and new moon. This also helps with attracting love, protection, and health when it comes to women, as well as intuition, releasing patterns that no longer serve, and just being in contact with intuition, just feeling more connected in general. I often think of this stone as very connected with the High Priestess in the tarot deck. Let's put this under the red jasper. for feeling really down and feeling like really defeated and stuff. Chrysoprase can help. This is a stone that really can be supportive when we feel like we need to pivot, something's not working, like we've been putting out all this work and it's not gone anywhere. This can be it soothes but also encourages. It helps with overcoming disappointment and completing goals, having follow through, because when you keep getting doors slammed in your face, why do you want to show up to anymore? I totally understand. So this can help you to say like, okay, keep picking up the pieces and keep going. But also it can remind you and kind of give you a pat in the back of the heart and say, look, you've done a lot. It's not you. It's you may be this far along on your path, but you've overcome a lot of things and you've learned a lot of things and you're not leaving that behind. It's called Chrysoprase. I'll type it into the chat. There you go, Chrysoprase. And I'm going to add some other ones too. Let's see. Okay. And let's see, tourmalinated quartz and lapis I want to add for you. So tourmalinated quartz, this might be good for a few of us for a few reasons. So this is black tourmaline that's running through clear quartz. So I'll type this into the chat too. So tourmalinated quartz, black tourmaline running through clear quartz. Black tourmaline helps to deflect negative or not great energy. When we have it running through quartz, that even empowers it a little bit. Essentially, the concept with this is that it's almost like the black tourmaline is breaking things up. It's thought to break up scar tissue on the body, in the body, and most importantly, in the emotions. So this can help us release things from childhood. It can help us transform patterns from way back when. And some of the other things it's really good for are new jobs, finding a new job, finding a new source of income as well. So if you're not looking for a new job and say you're looking for a side job, another gig, a kind of a side hustle, or even a way to make passive income, whether it's a new job or something else along those lines, tourmalinated quartz is thought to really help connect us to that. So yeah, also, like I said, protective in travel, and this is also good for healing emotional trauma. So definitely good for Belinda when you see this. It's thought to be protective and help to prevent car accidents too. So let's bring this in. We're a small group tonight, so let's put all 4 in. And lapis can aid career advancement. It's also good for supporting pain and inflammation as well. But when it comes to career, it really helps you move up the ladder. It also helps with communication, especially with integrity. So your own integrity and working with those who have integrity. So honest, open communication where dialogue is easy and there can be a deepness, but also that, again, honesty and the truth coming through. This can also aid things like disorganization and support better personal responsibility if you feel you need it. This is a stone that has an indication for the inner ear too, so it's thought to be helpful for vertigo and hearing loss. So I hope that this helps. Hey Tina, I hope you're doing well. So here is some lapis. Actually, let's do lapis here. heart. I hope you're doing well. Okay, let's see what else. Let's also bring in some financial support stones. Let's see. We've got that. We've got some citrine. Let's bring in some citrine. This can help with calling on financial gain. It's considered a bit of a merchant stone, but also for anyone that's looking to attract financial abundance. It balances logic and intuition, can aid nausea, and helps with addictions and compulsions as well. So this beautiful brownish orange, citrine is naturally occurring actually from amethyst. When amethyst is underground, under more intense heat and pressure, over time, it transforms into citrine, these natural citrines that are this brownish kind of orange. A lot of the citrine that you would purchase today is sort of like this bright yellow, and that's usually synthetic citrine. It's actually heat-treated amethyst. They actually do have their own lovely healing vibes, but true original citrine is pretty lovely. So we're lucky to have some. Let's see. And sprinkle some around here. Definitely some financial abundance. I know that can definitely help with a lot. For bringing in energy for Vic. Let's bring in some rutilated quartz. Much like the tourmalinated quartz had streaks of black tourmaline running through it, these have rutils running through it, which can be in the yellower shades or the more gold and copper kind of shades. But essentially, this is thought to focus the healing, whether it's for someone else in another modality or whether it's internally. And here's what I mean by that. For many decades, this has been a beautiful gift for people with cancer. And the intention is, may this rutilated quartz help guide your healing treatments to go where they are most needed. It's also thought to help boost energy stores, especially if you're really run down. So that's another way it can help there. But it's definitely a stone of focus. So it gives us energy, but it also helps us to focus our mind, and it improves the mind-body connection. So I'm also going to put this out there for Vic for energy. And Cora Carr, if you do catch up with this one, your stepfather is in our thoughts. So there we go. Hematite can be wonderful for helping us release energy that no longer serves. It just kind of it helps us to ground and connect to the earth. The natural energy that we have depleted and we're ready to let go of can much more easily connect to the earth, where it can be transmuted and recycled. This can be very, very grounding, calming, and just help you feel a little bit more renewed and restored. So we will bring in hematite. Let's see, we'll put that here. Okay. Aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite can really help us to connect with our soul's purpose in a really meaningful way. So this could be actually really helpful for finding your niche and where you're going in terms of career too. So this is two types of calcite together. One is the Caribbean blue calcite, the blue in here, and that is helpful for connecting with our soul star chakra. That energy center is above the crown, and it has within it all of the reasons that we are here, all of incarnated. It's also all of the highest possible versions of things that we could do at this moment. So it's almost like this spiritual North Star guiding you to see the highest possible vision. The brown and tan is aragonite, another type of calcite, and that relates to the Earth Star chakra, which is beneath the root. That's where we can start to take all of the inspiration we glean and guidance we glean from our soul star and start to act on it, taking steps and making moves to actualize these things in reality. So very helpful stone. This is aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite. Just going to make a little bit more room. Go. Hey JS, I hope you're doing well. Anything for ascension symptoms? Yes, the hematite can be really helpful. I'll also find some other ones too. Oh, good stuff. Let's see. Can we add something for your husband's lungs? Absolutely. We've got pyrite helps the lungs. I'm going to bring in some green kyanite, which helps the lungs. This can also aid in ascension symptoms, green kyanite too. So green kyanite helps the throat, chest, lungs, and heart. So the whole center of breathing. So I hope that this helps Heart's husband. But it also helps us to balance spirituality with the mundane. So if you're having ascension symptoms, this helps to not be quite so imbalanced. It helps to balance it out a little bit. This can help us get wisdom from intuition and helps us to connect to plants and nature spirits as well. So this can be very grounding, but without sort of shutting down anything intuitive, rather opening it up but balancing it. Like the spiritual side and your wake-a-day side will be able to get along with each other a lot better. So let's bring this in. Yes, that is some green kyanite, so that can help. Where do the healing modalities of crystals come from? Like, where are its origins? That's a really good question, and I don't think I have an answer to that. I would say the theory that one of the theories that I like most is that everything is vibrating on a particular frequency, whether or not we're aware of it, and that the vibrations of these different stones can help stimulate different types of healing. But they also work over a distance too. So that's the best answer I could give you, I think. But let me know if that leads to another question. Emotional vulnerability and openness, communicating boundaries. Gotcha. And I'll still look for more ascension symptom ones. I think for vulnerability, openness, communicating boundaries and things, expressing difficult emotions for sure. Blue lace agate. This could also help potentially poppy. But this can help us to communicate things that are difficult, expressing emotions that are difficult. It can also help with arthritis and fractures, but anything with the throat and also skin allergies can also help with things like tension headache. But yeah, anytime that you need to communicate something that's either difficult for you to say or maybe difficult for the other person to hear, blue lace agate can be really, really helpful. But like the cultural origins, they come from all different cultures. reason being, like, the different stones form in different places of the earth. Not all stones exist everywhere. So a lot of times, like a hematite, for example, is written about in the Bible, Old and New Testament. Like, it's, yeah, some of these stones have been used that long. And so I would say which culture, I would say every culture has stones that are particularly sacred to them and that they're most familiar working with. Yeah, like certain stones like jade and cinnabar were very popular in China, and in Russia a lot of lapis, a lot of carnelian, but it's from there. Also a lot of caroite because it's from there. Russia liked lapis so much it went to Afghanistan and took a bunch from there, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, every culture, whatever stones they had access to, they developed beliefs around for sure. Tree agate is sacred in Ayurveda, so that's India. Different types of marble, like Connemara marble, is really popular in Ireland. Red coral and turquoise are very sacred to a lot of indigenous peoples of North and Central America. Let's see. I hope that helps. I definitely can recommend a book that'll help with that. The Curious Lore of Precious Stones. This was originally published in the very early 1900s. And it's been republished so many times. It's like it's just been reprinted. Yeah, it was originally printed in September 1913. And so this goes into a lot of them. This is The Curious Lore of Precious Stones. This has a lot of cool information about it. And that's the only one I know of that's not like super out of print and incredibly expensive to buy if you find it. You can find it on Amazon. It's you'll get a different printing than I have. This printing is from the 1970s, but it'll be the same book. Blue Apatite, absolutely. Okay, cool. And Blue Apatite. Let's see. Definitely for boundaries, one that I want to bring out is honey calcite. And this can be for JS as well as poppy. And that's honey calcite. This is great for attracting good colleagues and friends and neighbors, but also it balances the solar plexus with the sacral. The sacral, as we mentioned earlier, is how we relate to others in the world around us. Our solar plexus is our center of personal identity and our sense of will, our will that we want to move forward with. So this can really help boundaries, but it can also help optimism in challenging times. And it's just thought to help attract good, balanced people for you. So honey calcite. For overwhelming news, I would say smoky quartz. Smoky quartz can transmute energy and calm worry. It's been used It's actually been used since the Middle Ages to protect property. It helped to prevent against theft. But yeah, overall protection, transmuting energy, shifting it, and helping to balance worry. So that is smoky quartz. We'll put it near black onyx. Hey, sorry you're late. Key and I will rewatch when you get home. Happy Friday, holiday, whatever you're celebrating, because truly all the holidays are happening right now. And both. Okay, absolutely. I will keep that in mind. Add something for the immune system. Yeah, let's add some mookaite. This is thought to give the immune system a boost. It also helps with making decisions and accepting change. It also goes by the name Australia Jasper. Can also, in addition to helping boost the immune system, it's thought to aid calming of the digestive tract. There we go. Yeah, so we'll bring that in for help with the immune system. So mookaite. We've also got, let's see. Hey, Belinda, I put a couple things in there for you. Happy Easter weekend indeed. I'll be here Sunday. What else can we bring in for ascension symptoms? Also, with openness and communicating boundaries and emotional vulnerability, lapis can help to an extent with that too. And that's in there. Sapphire and I see family's teeth. Absolutely. Let's do aquamarine. This definitely helps the teeth and gums. It also helps with deflecting pettiness and people who are just kind of looking for somebody to take their anger out on, that it not be you. We like to joke that it is the anti-Karen stone, but it's also great for forgiveness, whether it's the I want to forgive you to give you another chance variety, or I want to forgive you so that I can set myself free kind of forgiveness. Whatever the case may be, this can help with it, but it's excellent for teeth and gums. So we'll definitely bring this in. Where shall we place you? Let's do and we'll balance it with something else. We also have sapphire, which can help with justice, and hopefully that will support Poppy. This can also aid the thyroid, dementia, the eyes and ears, and connecting to angels and our spirit guides. This is one that if you're connecting and channeling, it's so helpful, but it can be a little bit ungrounding. So just putting that out there. But yeah, this is one for connecting to spirit, getting those messages, and can even help to take the messages we get and give them to someone else in a way that is the most helpful for them. So it can help you kind of translate a little bit. Let's put these here and here. And here and here. think I got all of Chris's. Okay. Aw, love it. Blue apatite, absolutely. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Ooh, and this will balance the aquamarine perfectly. So this is blue apatite, and no pun intended, but it is absolutely for everything having to do with food. Whether it's your relationship with food, eating for reasons other than needing to eat, not eating for reasons other than not being hungry. If you tend to have a lot of difficulty relating to food, if you tend to have a lot of ways that you channel your feelings into your relationship with food, this can be really, really helpful. So it also helps with communication to some extent in the throat and can help to develop a more loving relationship with self. So this is blue apatite. So put one piece here, one piece there. Counterbalance our aquamarine. Feeling less than and releasing our judgment of ourselves and worrying about the judgment of others. Mahogany obsidian helps to release perfectionism, and it also helps us with meeting goals. This is one that can also bring vitality and strength. So Vic, thinking of you there. It also helps pain in the teeth and gums. So that's for a few of you, especially for Goddess of Four. And it helps to release the need for approval from others, feeling that we are enough and our opinions are enough, even if they're not supported by others as being enough. It helps to let go of that sense of perfectionism, and it helps to discourage you from measuring yourself only by comparing to others. So mahogany obsidian. So let's do mahogany obsidian there and mahogany obsidian here. Perfect. I think we are good. So I think we are at that point in the evening where I pick a couple stones that I think would support everyone's general vibe, like the collective vibe of everyone's requests, and you all vote on them. And from there, I transition into the healing, where for 25 minutes, I will turn the lights down, turn the music up, and send Reiki to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. So give me a moment just to take this all in, pick a couple of stones, and then y'all will vote on it. And let's see. So here are my suggestions. One is very protective. It is Tiger Eye. This can aid with things like study and research, but also helps to bolster your courage. It helps to bring strength and balance into the picture. It really supports that self-center, that solar plexus, the center of self, personal identity, and your free will, as well as big picture thinking, entrepreneurship, like thinking, getting the courage we need to think about what it is we want to do and where we want to go, and then having like the big picture ability to kind of see and sense and plan around that. So big picture thinking like entrepreneurship, as if you were starting a business or something like that. So Tiger Eye, very protective and definitely helps support your sense of self. And there's also blue calcite. This one is like, it can be an emotional first aid stone for sure, but overall it helps to soothe emotional pain and helps you to verbalize things that you're struggling to put into words. And I feel like this could be good for a few of you, especially, was it JS? Yeah, especially JS with what you mentioned. This can also help with bringing healing revelations and clarity. So this might help Heart. This might help Poppy. This might help a lot of us, actually. Yeah, it's those big, like, class-shattering moments where we suddenly like, oh, it all clicks and I realize it. This can be really helpful to get to that point. It can also be great for decision-making, especially if you feel like you're kind of thrown for a loop and you feel like unsteady enough where you're finding it difficult to make decisions. This is a stone that can help. But yeah, it's definitely an emotional first aid stone for sure. So especially if you feel too upset to think things through or act accordingly, blue calcite can be really helpful. So Tiger Eye or blue calcite. For those of you who are new, welcome. As you're voting, know that you're not limited to just one vote. Hint, hint. And if you see what's in the chat right now, what Chris just mentioned, you might get an idea what I mean. But go ahead and while you're typing that into the chat, go ahead and click that like button if you don't mind. It helps more folks to learn about me and the stream. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is and a little bit of how the rest of the stream will work. If you need to use the loo, now is a good time too. And yeah, I'll see you back here in just a moment. Awesome. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. If you'd like to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification courses, community Discord, crystal shop, or learn more about one-on-one distance sessions and tarot readings with me, it's all at learnreikiphiladelphia.com. And all of those links are in the description, including a link to my newsletter. So what is Reiki? Well, the style of Reiki that I've been working with for about 15 years now is known as Usui Reiki, and it's named after this method's founder, Mikao Usui, and he created this style in the early 1920s in Japan. It is deeply spiritual, yet completely secular, and that's one of the many reasons this particular style resonates with us in the West so much. When it comes to just what energy is, the best place we can really look to the foundational elements of Reiki is to Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan. And in Shintoism, everything has a soul, everything, not just people, but animals, plants, the earth itself, you name it, everything has a soul. And all of these souls are intertwined and inextricably linked. Within this interlinkage, there are some spiritually guided forces that are there and connected to all of us. One of which is a spiritually guided soul energy, which is what Reiki translates to in the West. That energy, it's thought, flows through everyone and everything all the time. You have it flowing through you right now, even if you've never heard of it before today. That energy is flowing through you, and your body, mind, and spirit know how to make the most of it to help support your greater healing good. Essentially, what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques and method to connect to that energy and direct even more of it to you, where your body, mind, and spirit will be able to do even more good. During this session, you may feel some physical sensations. You may have emotions rise up or get released. You may also, on a mental level, have an opportunity to like think some things through you've been struggling with resolutions with, or even just sort of parse some things out. And when it comes to your spiritual self, you may have some sudden insights or a deeper connection to spirit or a really intuitive moment. Or you might have a really great nap. And honestly, it's probably going to be some combination of all of those things, just depending on what you need most today. So how do you do this thing where you're receiving Reiki at home? Well, the cool thing is you don't have to do a darn thing. I suggest that you get as comfortable as you can, whether that's sitting up, laying down, it's totally up to you. But you don't even have to remain still. If you'd like to use this time to stretch or journal or anything else, go right ahead. There's no wrong way to enjoy this time. It's absolutely for you. And as I send this healing energy to you, I will turn the music up if you'd like to hear more about the musical creator. The link to her channel is all the way at the bottom of the description, so you can learn about her. I'll also turn the lights down. You'll notice that the lights will move gently and calmly from one color to the next. At no point will they flash or strobe. And I will send this healing to all of you for the next 25 minutes. At the end of the Reiki session, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and out. And at that time, I'll reopen the chat. You can ask any questions that you have or share any insights that came to you that you feel that you want to share. And then from there, we'll call it an evening. Just know that no matter how far away you might be or how distracted you might be or wherever your mind is, the Reiki is still doing its thing. And it doesn't matter where you are in relation to me, and it doesn't matter when you are in relation to me. So if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, just go ahead and enjoy. And those of you who are here live, if you ever feel like you need a little bit of a healing and I'm not live, go ahead and check out the past healing live streams. We've got a whole playlist of almost 300 separate healings just like this. You can pick which one you like just by looking through the thumbnails that always have a picture of the crystal grid, and just either listen to the entire thing or skip ahead to the end to the healing and just help yourself to feel better. Know that all of our individual energies stay protected while you release the energies you no longer need and invite in the healing support of the Reiki energy. And it's an honor and a privilege to share this healing with all of you today and every time that I'm here. I'm here live 5 times a week. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss an opportunity to join live, go ahead and click the subscribe button with the notification bell on so that you always know. And you can also see the regular days and times that I stream listed in the description. So thanks again so much. Again, Sunday, 8 p.m. East Coast US time. It is Easter, as today is the 7th of April, 2023. And I will be here despite it being Easter. So let's dive back into the healing and finish up the grid, see what won the vote, and then get into the Reiki. Ooh, that looks pretty. Okay. Let's see. Goddess of Force says both. Poppy says both, please. Chris says both. And Heart, always both. Yes, it's always both. Cool. So let's go ahead and put this in the middle. So tiger eye in the middle. And for blue calcite, I have a whole bunch of small blue calcites here. Oh, I think that looks great. Yeah, I think that looks great. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. It's 4 good. Let's put... The more the merrier. That looks even better. Okay, everyone, go ahead and get comfortable. I'm going to send Reiki to you for the next 25 minutes. Remember, you don't have to do anything. Just simply be as comfortable as you can. Get up, move around as much as you need to. And if you feel like you keep getting distracted or anything, just take a deep breath in and out. It'll gently recalibrate everything and you can melt right back into the session. Thank you again for being here and enjoy your session. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Check in with your body. See if you need to stretch or bend. And thank you all so much for being here with me this evening. If you have any questions or anything to share, go ahead and use the chat. You're welcome, Tina. The cats are curled up under the desk. But yeah, if you I'm so glad, Poppy. I'm glad it was helpful. I wish you all the best. Keep me posted. And remember, I will be here Sunday at 8 p.m. East Coast U.S. time. If anyone has any questions or anything to share, go ahead and use the chat now. And pretty soon I'll start bringing the close to an end. I know those of us in the Northern Hemisphere are experiencing the first taste of spring, plus we've got lots of holidays, so I'm super grateful for all of you that are here. Difficulty relaxing. I don't know if it's anything in the universe. I had some trouble relaxing earlier today. You're so welcome, Chris. Thank you as always for being here. Deeply appreciate you. But definitely, I know everyone makes a big deal about Mercury retrograde. That's really not the biggest deal in the world, but we are in the shadow. You have about, 10 more days until Mercury goes retrograde? Mercury goes retrograde on the 21st. So if you have to do any big planning, making travel plans, buying electronics, now's a good time. And on the 20th, which is Thursday, on the 20th, we have a new moon, which is also a solar eclipse. And that's big energy. But I'm going to go ahead and bring this stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude for all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to go ahead and subscribe with your notifications on if you want to come back. And to those of you who were here for the first time, I'm glad that you were here. And thank you everyone who has been here for being so welcoming and supportive as always. So take care. I hope to see you all again soon. If you celebrate any of the big holidays that are happening right now, I'd send you all the love in the world and hope that it is a beautiful time for you. You're very welcome. So lots of love to all of you and all of your families. Take care of yourselves and bye for now.